Welcome to Webb City Cardinals basketball on KNEO 91.7 FM with live audio and video online at kneo.org. This broadcast is a sporting outreach of the KNEO Sports Network. You're now locked into the official pregame show for the Webb City Cardinals. Now let's go to the game site for all the action.
Good evening to you from Webb City High School. We're at the Cardinal Dome tonight on senior night as Lady Cardinals set to play the Neosho Wildcats. Scott Boudreau here with you this evening, along with Dimitri Lloyd, Will Hedrick, Daniel Moore back at our studios. Our countdown to tip-off brought to you by Burpo Family Chiropractic, Express RX in Webb City, and Hot Mongolian Grill. The Cardinals come in with a 16-8 record. The Neosho Wildcats a 5-15 record, but one more opportunity for both ball clubs to try to get a little bit better. Earlier today, the Cardinals received the 4th seed in the District 6 Class 5 playoffs. It'll be played at Willard. That game will be played on the 6th of March. The Cardinals scheduled to play Willard, the host team, at 6 o'clock. Guys, as we break down this game and look at another game here in the Dome, the last 2 home games for these Lady Cardinals. A couple of seniors that'll be honored a little bit later, but for everyone, what are you thinking as you come into these last couple of home games?
You got to be able to control the emotions. The sense of urgency is a little bit up, so everything's flying around similar to homecoming. As I said, the ball's a little bit more aired up. Everyone's a little bit more amped up to play. It's exciting. There's going to be a bigger crowd tonight, so you got to be able to control the emotions and just remember who they're playing for. Kira went down a couple months ago with the injury, so they got, and Jenna Schultz is still out there. So these younger cats, they got to realize they're not playing for themselves. They're playing for the seniors that are moving on to the next stage of their life.
And Will, for the Neosho Wildcats, it's been a tough season, but you always have to be a little bit upset-minded when you're coming into a place on senior night.
Oh, definitely. It's always, whenever your season isn't going exactly how you want it, you kind of have to have that villain mindset. You're going to go in and just upset everybody else's night, and especially when you're on the road, and you kind of double that with it being senior night. So you still got a lot to play for. You've got the villain mindset. You've got nothing to lose.
We'll go ahead and take a 3-minute timeout here. Come back with more of our countdown to tip-off, brought to you by Burpo Family Chiropractic, Express RX in Webb City, and Hot Mongolian Grill. Back in 3 minutes, you're listening to Cardinal Basketball on the KNEO and Webb City Cardinals Sports Network.
Burpo Family Chiropractic is not just a place for adults, but for kids as well. From birth to geriatrics, Dr. Haley Burpo has the skills and knowledge to help patients of any age. Dr. Burpo is committed to taking time with her patients to go above and beyond to find the source of pain. To schedule an appointment, call 417-673-5555. Burpo Family Chiropractic, once a Cardinal, now treating Cardinals. More information in names and numbers.
Papa John's Pizza in Webb City can satisfy your hunger cravings before or after the game. Stop by and pick up one of their specialty pizzas, like the Works, the Meats, or the Barbecue Chicken Bacon. Don't forget to grab a side order of breadsticks or Papa's Wings to top off your order. Papa John's Pizza in Webb City, 417-673-7272, or order online at papajohns.com or through the Papa John's app. Go Cardinals!
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report will provide up-to-the-minute scores and highlights from around the 4 states. With ultimate local coverage from all your favorite teams. The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report, weeknights at 6 and 10 p.m.
Webb City Cardinal fans, did you know there's a local, knowledgeable, friendly pharmacy conveniently located at 101 West Doherty in Webb City? We are Express RX of Webb City. And the best part is we can save you up to 90% on your prescriptions from the big box stores. We make it so easy to switch. Plus, we offer free convenient services such as free delivery, drive-through, and free pill packaging. So come by and make the switch today. And go Cardinals!
Cure those school night blues and save money at the same time. That's right! Bring the whole family to Who Hot Mongolian Grill in Joplin every Tuesday from 4 p.m. to close, and kids 10 and under eat free with a purchase of an adult grill meal. Enjoy all you can eat on a selection of fresh vegetables plus meats that are grilled perfectly right in front of your eyes with your choice of Who Hot's mouth-watering signature sauces. Who Hot Mongolian Grill, 1804 South Rangeline Road in Joplin.
And welcome back to the Cardinal Dome here at Webb City High School as the Cardinals set to play the Neosho Wildcats on senior night. And earlier today I had a chance to talk with head coach Grant Barrett. So let's go to the coaches show and hear from our head coach. And good evening, Cardinal fans. Welcome to tonight's Coaches Show. Scott Boudreau along with the head coach, Grant Barrett. And Coach, senior night here as you face the Neosho Wildcat. What are your thoughts going into this game?
Well, we're excited to be back at home. We're excited to celebrate our two seniors tonight and all the work that they've put into this year and to working to build what vision that we have. So it's going to be a night of celebration for them, and hopefully we can right our wrongs from last Friday and get going in the right direction tonight.
Well, you talk about building on the successes. You were in a competitive ball game last Friday, and that can only bode well for you as you adjust to what other teams are doing. What do you expect out of the Wildcats from Neosho tonight?
Neosho is well coached from Tyler Cheney, and they are really, really big and really long. And they're going to be the one team that is maybe bigger than us at times, and they're going to go 6'2", 6'1", 5'10", a point guard. They try and use that length in a 1-2-2, 3-2 type of a half-court zone, but they can extend it out and go 3-court to court and put their 6'1" at the point, which can make it really hard to reverse the basketball and throw over the top. So we'll have our challenges there in regard to their length, and we worked on attacking angles and pass fakes and stuff in practice yesterday. So hopefully we are ready for their size.
Coach, you talk about size. There are times when you use that bigger size lineup with Adeline Maxwell in there, and then sometimes you got that 5-guard look. What are the advantages to being able to do that throughout a ball game?
Well, I think it gives a different look to our opponent. We can really amp up the pressure when we go small, because I can play a few of those kids on the back end of the press, and they read things really well, and it gives us more shooting on the court. Now, on the downside, we do not rebound the ball near as well when we go small. So we have to try and make it to track meet and force some turnovers there. But when we can go big, too, like Adeline is a matchup nightmare for just about everybody on our schedule because of her size and her strength. You know, despite a few of our shooting lows on Friday night, she had 14 rebounds, and didn't play the whole game. So really, she can do a great job of controlling the boards for us when we choose to go big.
Finally, Coach, what are the keys to victory tonight for the Cardinals here at home?
Well, again, it's rebounding is one, and on Friday night we did a great job there. We had 18 offensive boards. We out-rebounded them by 5 on tonight. But we've got to finish shots at the rim. I felt like on Friday we got all of the looks that we wanted. I felt like we did not take advantage of those. Now, part of that's on us, part of that's on them. But when you shoot 13 or 50 from the field and you have a lead with a minute to go, you feel like you can correct those errors you had. So I feel like rebounding, I feel like we have to make sure that we take advantage of the good looks that we get, and we've got to assert ourselves and our defensive pressure early in this ball game.
Well, Coach, good luck in tonight's ball game. We'll talk to you at halftime and after the game.
Thanks, Scott. Looking forward to it.
Webb City High School here at the Cardinal Dome tonight, just about 3 minutes from tip-off between the Lady Cardinals and the Neosho Wildcats. Our countdown to tip-off brought to you by Burpo Family Chiropractic, Express RX in Webb City, Huhat Mongolian Grill. If the Cardinals are going to be successful going into districts, how important is tonight's game and Thursday night's game against Joplin, Will?
These are your last two chances to get everything ironed out that you need to. Every little detail that you've been trying to fix all season, these are your last two opportunities to fix it before it really starts to count. So, these two games, even though you look at tonight with Neosho being only 5-15, you might kind of just shrug this one off. No, this one's really important. This is a big opportunity. Win or lose, this is a big chance.
And our keys to winning tonight are sponsored by Missouri Southern State University, where qualifying first-time freshmen are eligible to receive up to $20,000 in scholarships automatically at Missouri Southern State University. Learn more at mssu.edu/MosoMerit and apply today. And here's Dimitri Lloyd to give us our first key tonight.
My first key, and probably the only one tonight, is going to be defensively. Defensively, they have to get it going quick. We know what they can do in the front court, but in the back court, they have to be able to settle in, set up when stuff's not going right in the front court with the trap. Can they settle into that zone? Can they switch from man to zone? And can they do it effectively tonight? Will?
Well, I'll add just one to that, and that'll be communication, kind of an ongoing focal point for the Lady Cardinals this season. Communication, especially now that we're winding down, has to be a serious point of emphasis for Coach Barrett and these players.
And we heard Coach Barrett talk about it in the coaches show, but he really believes if they can finish at the rim out of the turnovers that they're getting on defensive possessions and really pay attention to detail and how they finish, they could be putting up a few more points every game. And we know how hard it is to score in the half court. Those transition points could be really important tonight.
They're almost like free throws in a sense. They're easy. They're wide open. They're on the fast breaks. But more importantly, they give you momentum and they give you energy. So they keep doing that tonight. I think they're going to set themselves up pretty well.
And it's just about time for our starting lineups, which are brought to you by Papa John's Pizza of Webb City and Reeves Tire and Automotive. First, the starters for the Wildcats. It'll be Brooklyn Crandall, the sophomore. It'll be Journey Burkhart, the sophomore. It'll be Jasmine Washington, a junior. And it'll be Journey Arnall, the sophomore. The head coach of the Wildcats is Tyler Cheney. And now it's time for the Cardinals. The final starter, rather, for the Wildcats is Becklin Garrett, their senior. And she's just 9 points shy of hitting that 1,000-point mark. If you're the Cardinals, you'd like to stop that, but you certainly wish the young ladies success, either this game or the last game of the season. Cardinals video being shown now before we see their starters introduced here tonight. A couple of seniors on this ball club for the Cardinals. Jenna Schultz. Jenna's high point was against Logan Rogersville earlier this year. She put up 10, and we saw the big night the other senior had, Kira Long, as she put up 27 against the Pittsburgh Purple Dragons before she was injured a couple nights later. But we know she's been a big part of this program for the last 4 years, and now the starters being introduced for the Cardinals: sophomore Abby Sargent, sophomore Whitley Keith, sophomore Addie Burns, and now the two seniors, Jenna Schultz and Kira Long. Kira Long on crutches, but how about that smile on the face, Dimitri?
It says a lot. I mean, it means a lot as well. I mean, some of these girls played with her last year. They started with her. They've been sweating with her. They go through the blood. They go through all the court burns. So this is huge. I mean, it means a lot, and now they're going to honor her tonight and hopefully pull away with this W.
Our officials for tonight's contest: David Wells, Alex Binder, and Kent Harmel. Cardinals are going to put Kira Long right under the basket. And this is all class from the Wildcats to allow this tip to go to the Cardinals. Jenna Schultz in the lane, gives it up to Kira Long. She missed the first free throw, and she makes the next one. And the Cardinals will get a timeout on the floor as Kira Long will stay at one end of the floor for now. And the Wildcats will get a return empty defensive basket as well. And it's 2 points apiece. And the Cardinals will make a quick substitution here. Alan Maxwell for Kira Long. She'll never forget that last basket.
Absolutely not, Scott. And that's just heartwarming. You can see it on the faces of everyone, and even yourself included. I mean, that's huge. I mean, it just means a lot for a senior to be injured and go down, but still have the leadership that she has and has shown all year.
And Neosho Wildcats swing it around. They get it to Crandall. Her shot missing, and then a rebound by Sargent. We got a foul on the play. It'll go back to the Cardinals. Abby Sargent to bring it up the floor. In the corner to Schultz. Now to Whitley Keith, middle of the lane. And Addie Burns overthrew Adeline Maxwell. Trying to run a little high-low action, and we think that's something they could be successful with.
It's been there all year, and it was there right there as well.
And Wildcats we get the ball back. A foul by Abby Sargent. It'll be important for these Lady Cardinals not to commit the early foul. Brooklyn Crandall trapped for a moment, and now they foul Garrett. And Cardinals with two quick fouls off their trap. Jenna Schultz with the foul. Garrett to throw it in for the Wildcats. They swing it around, back to Garrett for three from the corner. Her shot missing, and rebound up and in that time. Basket by Arnault. Cardinals up with it quickly and lose the basketball. Here comes Garrett with it for the Wildcats. And inside they go. That time it was Washington. She's fouled by Jenna Schultz, and a quick 2 fouls on the senior Jenna Schultz. And Chastity Brown set to check in for the Cardinals. 4-2, the Wildcats lead it. And Schultz will check out. Chastity Brown checks in. And second free throw, no good. Picked up by Keith. Sargent wanted to throw it up the floor. Now she does. Addie Burns underneath. Overshot the layup. And Washington gets the rebound. And here come the Wildcats with the basketball. Burkhart. They tried to go inside to Garrett, and a late push called. Cardinals a little out of position defensively here early.
As I was talking to Will, they're a little out of position, but it's just the emotions. You're amped up. You want to play hard. You want to go fast. And like you said, you're just a little out of position because you're just a little, you got to keep your emotions out of it. You're just a little too quick or a little too just antsy. You got to keep it under control and play
Garrett tries to
basketball.
lob it in, stolen by Maxwell. Up the floor comes Brecklin Sargent to Chastity Brown. She finds room, but then Washington with the block. And Whitley Keith knocks it out of bounds to the scorers table. It'll go back to the Neosho Wildcats. Garrett to throw it in. In the corner to Washington. Back to Garrett. Trapped there. Loose ball. Who wants it? Brecklin Sargent has it. Kicks it to Whitley Keith. Inside to Maxwell. Tried that little looping pass. She got to understand the defender in there. It's about as tall as Maxwell.
Oh yeah, I mean Jasmine Washington, she's no sleep. I mean she's played well all year. She played well last year, and she's got the height to defend Maxwell. So it's going to be a good matchup tonight.
Yeah, Arnold in there as well with some height. They get it into Maxwell this time though. She'll put it up. Couldn't get it to go off the glass, and Cardinals may have had a chance to save that one. They let it go out of bounds and to go back to Neosho.
I don't think Burns realized that Maxwell touched it on the box out right there.
Garrett with the basketball. Cardinals in their 1-2-2 trap. Nearly throw it away. Washington now. Long pass to Garrett. Brown on her. And trapped from behind by Brecklin Sargent. Throws it cross court. Kick it out to Crandall. On the handoff to Garrett. Inside. Back to Garrett for three. Her shot missing. Washington rebounds off the glass. Good. And a 6-2 lead by the Wildcats. 5:13 left here in the first. Cardinals looking for some offense. Brecklin Sargent drives the lane. They kick it back to Chastity Brown. And loose ball. Now Brecklin Sargent to the cup. Left-hand shot, no good. Garrett with the basketball. Gets it to Burkhart. Tried to get it to Washington, knocked away, and Maxwell will get it to Brecklin Sargent in the corner. Now underneath, Chastity Brown took the foul. Had a kick-out three available there, but maybe you don't mind the challenge.
Yeah, don't mind it, and, to get to the free throw line, this is, well, we're going to get a timeout now.
And a timeout on the floor. We'll take it with you. Back here with more Cardinal basketball after this. You're listening to Cardinal basketball on the KNEO and Webb City Cardinals Sports Network.
Body and Soul Transformation, located at 1703 Falcon Suite C in Webb City, is a 10,000 square foot, 24-hour fitness center and specialized personal training facility. They offer a variety of group fitness classes. They now accept silver sneakers and have classes for seniors. They also hold kids and youth events. They have something to offer everyone in the family and even have a kids zone for busy parents. Body and Soul Transformation in Webb City, 417-553-0757 or online at bodysoultransformation.com.
Welcome back to the Cardinal Dome here at Webb City High School on senior night. Lady Cardinals trail 6-2. Have the one two-point basket by Kara Long, which opened the game. But they're just not getting shot attempts right now that they've been able to finish with so far.
And you can tell the game plan is to feed Maxwell a little bit, get her inside, work Washington and Arnell a little bit around, as well as Burns in a high post. Try to get those girls out of the paint and maybe a kick out through to Keith or to Sargent as well. But they got to get going. They have Kinsey Horn in there as well. They got Chazzy Browns. They got some shooters. They got some fresh legs. So what's going to be the adjustment that Coach Barrett makes in this rest of the first half?
Yeah, talking to Coach Barrett earlier today about this smaller lineup, he loves the quickness they bring and the speed at which they can play. And as you said, it does put more shooters on the floor.
Oh, 100%. And as you said, with the quickness, that improves the trap. That improves the half-court defense. So now it's more important to go get those loose balls and convert in the offensive half-court.
Second free throw good by Brown. 6-3, the Wildcats lead it. 4:30 left here in the first. Garrett up the floor to Burkhart. She puts up a jumper. Off the glass, no good. Washington with the putback. And good, and fouled by Kinsey Horn from behind. And the height advantage that the Wildcats have, they're using it right now, and those missed shots are turning into second chance points.
And it's not just the height advantage, it's the positioning as well. Both Washington and both Arnell, they've had great position all night, and they've been fronting Burns and Maxwell in the half court.
9-3 Wildcats, left-hand looping shot by Brecklin Sargent, no good. Brown with the rebound. Now Whitley Keith for three. No good. Brown with another rebound. And Garrett steals it away. Up ahead is Washington off her fingertips. She gets a hold of it. Stolen back by Brecklin Sargent. Challenge from behind. She'll put up the shot. No good. Brown with the rebound and put back. Now Burns with an opportunity, and she misses it. Coach Grant Barrett going to get a timeout. We'll take it with you with the Cardinals trailing 9-3. You're listening to Cardinal Basketball on the KNEO and Webb City Cardinals Sports Network.
Being a Lion comes with a reputation for excellence. Whether it's in the classroom, on the court, or in the community, Lions are leading the way. With innovative and immersive academic programs, new scholarship opportunities, and a campus committed to the future, now is the perfect time to find your purpose. Find your pride at Missouri Southern State University.
And we welcome you back to the Cardinal Dome. Cardinals trail 9-3. An inbounds play coming up. Brecklin Sargent to throw it in. In the corner to Whitley Keith, inside to Brown. Takes a dribble, fights through traffic. Her shot blocked, and she tried to save it, but it'll go back to the Wildcats.
It's a little deceiving, Scott, when you play taller girls, whether it's girls or boys varsity. You want to think that you can go under them. I mean, they're too tall, they're too lengthy, and they're athletic as well. So it's a little deceiving, but they got to find a way to get shots here tonight.
Burkhart has it tied up. Kinsey Horn, good defense there. Cardinals have not been able to finish at the rim yet in this first quarter. Trail 9-3. Garrett over here to Burkhart for three. It's good. And the Wildcats, that was Crandall. The Wildcats lead at 12-3. Burns fakes, goes up and under, off the glass, no good. Rebound Arnall. Up the floor to Garrett. Back to Crandall. And new player in the game as well, and that's Drake. She'll get it to Garrett. Cross court pass. It'll go back court. Back to the Cardinals. Cardinals going to go back to Maxwell. See if they can get back to that height matchup that they liked. I think they had passes available to her first part of this quarter. Just overthrew her a couple times. Burns wanted to three. Kicks it out to Brecklin Sargent. In the lane to Whitley Keith. In the corner to Horn for three. Just off the back iron. Got the shot they wanted there. Garrett up the floor. Now to Crandall. Back to Garrett. Down the lane for two. And the Cardinals trail 14-3 and another timeout on the floor with 2:27 left in the first. We'll take it with you. Back here with more after this. You're listening to Cardinal Basketball on the KNEO and Webb City Cardinals Sports Network.
Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Webb City is the place to go before or after the game. Check out their amazing menu of fan favorite blizzards like Oreo or cookie dough. Happy hour is daily from 2 to 5 p.m. That means everything you can drink from a straw is half price, excluding premium shakes. Don't forget to grab one of their $7 meal deals or their signature stack burgers and top it off with a Misty Slush. The Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Webb City, open daily from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. Proud to support the Webb City Cardinals.
Back to the Cardinal Dome. Cardinals trailing 14-3. Will Dimitri, what's your adjustment right now if you're Coach Barron?
I think they just got to calm down a little bit. We're putting up some funky shots, not rotating very well on defense, kind of giving up some lanes. They just need to calm down and get back into their groove. You've got two of your starters on the bench with 2 fouls. Somebody's got to step up and somebody's got to make a play.
Well, the Cardinals have had some looks from the outside. Have had plenty of looks inside, so it's just about seeing that ball go in the basket. Kenzie Horn. Top of the key, Burns. Now Whitley Keith for a wide open three. Off the mark, tipped around. Garrett picks it up for the Wildcats. And it goes through the hands of Crandall for the Wildcats and back to the Cardinals. Here comes Brecklin Sargent in the corner to Horn. Top of the key to Whitley Keith. Middle of the lane, Burns for a jumper. Rattles out and knocked out of the hands of Maxwell. Let's see if they can get her an easy bucket on this baseline out of bounds play. There's the pass into her. Just missed it, and loose ball picked up by Horn. Swing it around to Sargent, and she traveled with the basketball as she lost her footing. Cardinals' struggles continued. Garrett, Arnall, Washington, back to Garrett. Cross court to Crandall. Inside to Arnall for two. Her shot missing. Washington with the putback. 16-3. The Wildcats lead it. Cardinals need to see a field goal go through the net. There's Whitley Keith for three. In and out. Here come the Wildcats with it. Just over a minute left in the first quarter. Garrett guarded by Sargent. Now to Crandall. Over the back, they'll call it on Addie Burns, her first. Washington and Cardinals with 5 team fouls already here in the early going as well.
It's as Will said, they just need to calm down a little bit. They need to communicate, as I said in the pregame, but they're getting ahead of themselves a little bit, Will. They're getting sped up, but it's at the rate that Neosho is playing. They're playing to Neosho speed. Neosho scores in about 5-10 seconds within the play clock, and then they feel like they have to rush down the court, sprint full speed, and throw the pass around. They're just getting too ahead of themselves. The Neosho Wildcats, they're in a 2-3 zone that leaves the open shot, that leaves the high post available.
Yeah, and, it's like you've said before, there's no shot worth more than 3 points. You got to kind of work your way back in just slowly.
Another putback, but pulled out of there by Whitley Keith, fighting against Wildcats, and then knocked away from behind. Here comes Burkhart, blocked by Horn, and fallen to the floor is Whitley Keith. That'll go back to the Wildcats. You appreciate the fight that time by the Cardinals, but boy, you can't dribble past a couple defenders, not expect them to be right behind you.
Especially on a fast break, Scott.
There's a steal by Burns, and she'll throw it away. Stolen back by Whitley Keith. She'll put it up and in. And that may get the Cardinals going right there. What looked like a turnover by Burns, Whitley Keith turned into a transition basket.
I mean, she didn't give up, and as we mentioned, those transition baskets, those fast break points, those are your energy points. Those are what gets the crowd going and gets the team going as well. They got to get more of those as they keep going tonight.
Whitley Keith misses a free throw. Cardinals trail 16-5, and a foul on Chesney Brown. And back to the free throw line go the Wildcats with 37 seconds left here in the first quarter. Our sponsors tonight include Freeman Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, Burpo Family Chiropractic, Arvest Wealth Management, Snodgrass Collision Center, Reeves Tire and Automotive, Papa John's Pizza of Webb City, Who Hot Mongolian Grill, Price Family Insurance and Financial Services. Garrett checks out for the Wildcats. And Brooklyn Crandall checks in. Arnold shot no good. Good box out by Brown. Be the fourth team foul on the Wildcats. Cardinals plenty of time maybe to get a couple more possessions and maybe get to double digits in this quarter. Brooklyn Sargent brings it up the floor. Over to Whitley Keith. Underneath the zone, Chesney Brown, but she shuffled with it. Again, against the taller defender. Sometimes you make that little quick move there rather than the pump fake.
Whether it's a pump fake or it's a jab step, she's got to be able to know, though, she's being double teamed. They're in the bottom of the 2-3 zone. Just kick it to the corner for a wide open three.
Arnold with it, cross to Garrett. Cut off by Burns, stripped away by Whitley Keith. Up ahead is Brecklin Sargent with the left hand, layup good. 16-7. 7 seconds left here in the quarter. Wildcats can run it out if they want to. It's Washington with it. And at the end of one, it's the Neosho Wildcats 16, the Webb City Cardinals 7. We'll be back here in 30 seconds. You're listening to Cardinal Basketball on the KNEO and Webb City Cardinals Sports Network.
Every Sunday from 4 p.m. to close, it's Student Night at Who Hot Mongolian Grill in Joplin. Students of any age can bring in your valid student ID and receive 25% off your grill meal. At Who Hot Mongolian Grill, you can always enjoy a vast selection of fresh vegetables, plus meats that are grilled perfectly right in front of your eyes with your choice of Who Hot's mouth-watering signature sauces. Who Hot Mongolian Grill, 1804 South Rangeline Road in Joplin. More information online at whohot.com.
Welcome back to the Cardinal Dome. Scott Boudreau along with Dimitri Lloyd and Will Hedrick on senior night. Cardinals off to inauspicious beginning, but maybe just the last 30 seconds starting to show a little hope and play the way they need to play.
They got comfortable. They got a little too ahead of themselves in the first probably 4 or 5 minutes, and then they started getting back in their groove. They started getting back defensively, putting that ball pressure. Brecklin Sargent had a great defensive half. Now that Abby's back in, now that Burns are back in, the guys stay out of foul trouble. Those are their leaders. Those are their primary ball handlers, and as well as their scorers as well. They got to be able to lead the team defensively and offensively and get a good groove going.
Abby Sargent, absent for most of that first quarter, is back in there now for the Cardinals. She'll add some additional defensive pressure and also the scoring threat. In the corner to Whitley Keith, now to Burns on the block. Nice move underneath, had it blocked by Washington. Abby Sargent picked up those 2 quick fouls and now maybe can relax a little bit and just play their game. She'll have the throw in here on the baseline out of bounds. She'll throw it up top to Brecklin, back in the corner to Abby Sargent. Swing it to Whitley Keith. At the free throw line, Burns takes it through traffic, puts it up. Challenge Washington that time. And it'll be her second foul. That's the other thing you want to do probably against the taller Wildcat teammates that you're facing, or opponent that you're facing there.
And we mentioned it in previous games. You got to know how the refs are going to call it. All three trio of refs, as Burns' free throw is good, they all call it different. They all call different things, and they're all looking at different things according to the Mitchell rules. It just depends on what year it is. They're calling it a little close. They're calling it a little ticky-tacky. So go draw some fouls of your own as well.
Sargent first free throw, or Burns' first free throw was good. Second, no good. 16-8, and a steal by Whitley Keith. Left-hand layup, good. That's how you get easy baskets if you're the Cardinals. Maintain this full court pressure, and a steal by Abby Sargent. Dumps it out to Brecklin Sargent. Down the lane, bounce pass to Whitley Keith. Another left-hand layup, good. 16-12, Cardinals on a little run. Garrett to Arnall. Back to Garrett. Up ahead to Washington, she throws it away. And now you're starting to see the Cardinals do what they've been trying to do the first part of the first quarter, not letting the Wildcats even cross midcourt.
And that's what they do best. That's when they play their best games. We saw against Parkfield last week. They smothered them in the half court. They probably got to half court maybe 10 times that entire game. That's their game right there.
There's Burns with the left-hand layup. Nice move. And the Cardinals close within 2. They trail 16-14 with 6:46 left here in the second quarter. Back with more after this. You're listening to Cardinal Basketball on the KNEO and Webb City Cardinals Sports Network.
The Webb City Booster Club is proud to support Webb City student athletes. The Booster Club works with parents, community volunteers, and businesses to enrich the experience of Webb City High School athletics. They would like to encourage anyone interested in making an impact on our student athletes to consider joining the Booster Club. If you are an individual, family, or business and would like more information on joining the Boosters, you can stop by the Booster trailer that is at all Cardinal home games, or you can find them on Facebook at Webb City Athletic Booster Club. Webb City Booster Club wishes all their athletes an amazing year. Go Cards!
And we welcome you back to the Cardinal Dome. The Cardinals right now on an 11-0 run by my count. They were down 16-3. Have closed within 2 at 16-14. Garrett up ahead, throws it away, and goes right back to the Cardinals. Jenna Schultz back in there for the Cardinals. Joining Abby Sargent, Whitley Keith, Brecklin Sargent, and Addie Burns. In the corner to Whitley Keith. Back to Keith. Cardinals trying to get that cutter. There's Brecklin Sargent down the middle, and it'll be a tie-up. This one favoring the Wildcats. Burkhart went to the floor that time and fought back for the Wildcats.
And Scott, if you notice defensively, Coach Cheney's got him in a 3-2 zone. So for the Lady Cardinals, they've been adjusting to it. They've been taking advantage of it a little bit to spark the 11-0 run. But more importantly, in the bottom of the 3-2 zone, you got to be able to pull out those tall forwards as well.
Cardinals steal it out of the trap. Here comes Abby Sargent. Long pass to Jenna Schultz. She'll have to kick it out. Now Brecklin Sargent to the cup. And her shot rolls off the back of the rim. Abby Sargent trying to save it inbounds. A clean catch by Schultz that time. She's probably got an easy 2. Arnall to Garrett. Back to Arnall. Now they get it up the floor. And an air ball that time by Washington. Here comes Abby Sargent up ahead to Schultz. Puts it up and in. 2 points for the senior, Jenna Schultz. That was an on-the-money pass, and she was flying about as fast as she could go.
It was a great pass. It was in stride, and more importantly, she made a tough shot, full speed on the left side. And, Scott, the past 13 points, they've all been left-handed. They've all been on the left side. I'm sure you're smiling at that.
I love it. Finish with the left from the left. We're tied at 16. Schultz will check out with her 3rd foul. She gave them a good couple of minutes here in this second quarter. Garrett throws it into Arnall. Back inside to Garrett, knocked away by Maxwell, who checked in. Garrett looking for a teammate, will throw it off Brecklin Sargent. And we'll restart everything from the baseline out of bounds. Into Arnall. She's trapped there by the two Sargents, and Brecklin comes away with it. Up the floor she comes. Passes. They kick it out to Abby Sargent. She wants to go down the lane. Tried to bounce pass to Maxwell off the foot of a Wildcat. Now to Burns at the free throw line. Lob to Maxwell. Shot blocked. Good ball movement there.
Good ball movement and good effort by Abby Sargent as well. They pushed the tempo. They slowed it down the half court. Unfortunately, the shot got blocked, but now they get another chance to go get it.
Arnall checks out. Aspen Drake checked in on the previous possession. Now Abby Sargent to throw it in. Out on the left wing to Whitley Keith. In the corner to Abby Sargent. Down low to Maxwell. Oh, she tried to lob it to Burns. She didn't realize how close she was to the basket, maybe.
They've got the right play. They're attacking the 3-2 zone perfectly. They're pulling out the bottom two forwards. They're cutting on the backside. They're doing the right thing. They just need to get the passes and the points in the paint up a little bit.
Drake back to Garrett. Up ahead. Crandall gave it back to Garrett. She knocks down a three. She's got 7 on the night. And the Cardinals throw it away, coming down the floor. 19-16, the Wildcats regain the lead with 4:23 left here in the second quarter. Drake back to Garrett. Back to Drake. She lost it and knocked out of bounds as Burkhart tried to save it, but knocked it off her own teammate, Drake. Coach Barrett calls out the play. Inside to go to Burns. Down the lane, scoop shot, no good. Fighting for the rebound. And they got a foul on Maxwell. I believe this is going to go back to the Wildcats. Cardinals just now discovering that. Maxwell will check out as Chesney Brown checks back in. Cross court to Drake. Drop it off to Garrett. Brecklin Sargent, tough D there. Inside they go, knocked away by Whitley Keith, picked up by Sargent. Cardinals looking to run. They left her alone. Down the lane she went. Missed the shot. Addie Burns fighting for the rebound. Got the tie up.
I mean, that's how they've gotten most of their points, the offensive rebounds. They got to keep scrambling around. They got Chesney, they got Burns, and they got some pretty scrappy players in right now who can go get offensive boards and go put it up and maybe draw some more fouls.
Arnall checks in for Burkhart as Abby Sargent will throw it in to Brecklin in the corner. Knocked away by Garrett. Gets a little high five from Coach Tyler Cheney, appreciating the hustle. Brecklin Sargent back to Abby. Now Whitley Keith. Abby turned down the three. Back to Brecklin Sargent. Down the baseline. Whitley Keith, short jumper. No good. Saved by the Cardinals. And Whitley Keith on the putback will go to the free throw line on the foul. Will, you like the extra hustle there?
Yeah, definitely got to like the hustle. Those little hustle points that we like to call them just are kind of a big motivator as well. And, of course, they work out in favor of the Cardinals here is getting 2 free throws.
Whitley Keith. Cardinals scoreless since they tied it at 16. We've got 3:14 left here, so scoreless in the last 2 minutes of this game. Missed the free throw, and Brecklin Sargent trying to save that one in. bounced it on the baseline.
And although they've been scoreless, Scott, they've only held, besides the Garrett 3 about 3 minutes ago, they've also held the Wildcats scoreless too.
Knocked away by Whitley Keith. Cardinals know this pressure will work. They just have to be persistent. Garrett against Brecklin Sargent, picked up her dribble. Now Crandall with it. Here comes Washington down the lane and scores. 21-16. Up ahead to Brecklin Sargent. Down the lane she goes, no good. Rebound Washington. Garrett with it now. Crandall. Back to Garrett. Cut off by Brecklin Sargent. Swing it around to Drake and stolen by Chasney Brown. They tried to get it to Washington. Here comes Abby Sargent. Kick out, and they'll say Brecklin took off before she put the dribble down. Cardinals struggling for points again the last half of this quarter after making an 11-0 run at one point. Burkhart checks back in for the Wildcats.
And Scott,
go ahead.
One of the key things defensively is now the Wildcats, they switched to a 2-3 zone. I mean, they were in a 3-2, now they're in a 2-3. They got to get used to it a little bit. The offensive sets have to change, the cuts have to change, as well as the ball movement.
And there goes Garrett down the lane, forcing the action. That's great senior leadership by her. She's apologizing to the sophomore Arnold for not finding her in the gap, but she's got 7 of the 21 points, does Garrett. First free throw good. And now Sinclair will check in for Schultz, who just picked up her 4th foul. She's had a couple of these, been unlucky. And second free throw rattles out of there. And they're going to get Arnault for the over the back call on the rebound. Just the 3rd team foul on the Wildcats. 2 minutes left here in the first half. Cardinals got to get off the scoring drought here. Inside to go to Burns. She'll dribble, get through traffic, miss the shot, got her own rebound, puts it in. (22-18), the Cardinals trail. Arnault with the basketball, gets it into Washington. Against Burns, puts up the shot, and it rolls in. Washington with 11 of the 24. And there goes Sargent down the lane. They're going to get her on a travel. Washington, an improving player each time we've seen her from the Wildcats.
And she gets better throughout the game as well. You can tell she gets comfortable. She's excited to play. She works hard as well, and that hook shot she's got going on has been playing off really well.
Garrett comes down the lane and misses the shot. Arnault with the putback. She's fouled. 2 free throws coming up. Brecklin Sargent set to check back in. Coach Barrett thought he had a 3rd foul on one of his players, but had that been on Abby Sargent, they might have pulled her for this last 1 minute, 11 seconds. Arnault's second free throw rolls in, 25-18. Wildcats lead it. Abby Sargent to Kinsey Horn. Back to Sargent, fakes the 3. Now Burns, drag it back to the top of the key. Sinclair, bounce pass to Burns. Jumper at the elbow, no good. And 3 Wildcats there to grab it. Garrett comes up with the loose ball. She's guarded by Abby Sargent doesn't want to pick up her third foul, and knocked away by Sargent. 35 seconds left. Brecklin Sargent will check in. Crandall checks in for the Wildcats. Sideline out of bounds for the Wildcats into Washington. And they throw it away, trying to get the post to Garrett. Here comes Addie Burns. Down the lane, puts up the layup. No good, but fouled. 2 shots coming up for Burns. She's been aggressive on both ends of the floor. Hadn't had everything go her way, but I like the aggressiveness.
And for a player like Burns developing, she has a great skill set. She has a great playmaking bag as well, and she makes great moves. She makes a smart move as well. So the more she shoots, just the hotter she gets. She's a rhythm shooter.
First free throw good. 25-19, 25 seconds left here in the half. Cardinals made a late push in that first quarter. We'll see if they can do the same here. Second free throw, no good. Washington with a rebound. She'll get it to Garrett, chased by Brecklin Sargent. And cutting her off is Burns, blocks the shot. It'll go back to the Wildcats. .11 seconds left. Baseline out of bounds for the Wildcats. Cardinals want to prevent a score here. Stolen by Burns. They can push it. Kinsey Horn up the floor to Abby Sargent. She'll put up the short jumper, and it's good. 25-21. And at the end of the first half, it's the Neosho Wildcats 25, your Webb City Lady Cardinals 21. We'll come back with our halftime show after this. You're listening to Cardinal Basketball on the KNEO and Webb City Cardinals Sports Network. Back in 3 minutes.
KNEO would like to thank the Big Nickel for sponsoring this portion of broadcasting on 91.7 FM. The Big Nickel is an advertising shopper for thousands of different items, from automobiles and livestock to help wanted and real estate. It covers a 70-mile radius in the 4-state area and is available in area businesses each week. Located at 1931 East 20th Street, Suite 103 in Joplin, Missouri. Their telephone number is 417-624-4100.
Reeves Tire and Automotive knows cars are how you navigate through your busy lives. Professionals will ensure your car is reliable to get you and your family to your destination. We provide competitive pricing and quality work on tires, wheels, oil changes, brakes, suspensions, alignments, and vehicle maintenance, all necessary to ensure your vehicle is ready to go. Family owned and operated for over 39 years, you will receive friendly, honest service, so get rolling with Reeves Tire in Joplin, Webb City, and Carthage.
Proud to support the Cardinals and serve the Webb City and surrounding areas is Madison Pet Clinic. Located at 1631 South Madison in Webb City, they specialize in pet surgery, wellness exams, and vaccinations. Open Monday through Friday 8 to 5:30 and Saturday 8 to noon. Madison Pet Clinic is a proud supporter of the Webb City Cardinals. 673-2455 or online at madisonpetclinic.com. Go Cardinals! Burpo Family Chiropractic is not just a place for adults, but for kids as well. From birth to geriatrics, Dr. Haley Burpo has the skills and knowledge to help patients of any age. Dr. Burpo is committed to taking time with her patients to go above and beyond to find the source of pain. To schedule an appointment, call 417-673-5555. Burpo Family Chiropractic, once a Cardinal, now treating Cardinals. More information in names and numbers.
At ProLube Tire and Auto Center, we know what it means to rely on your vehicle. We race all year and know how to get that extra inch out of every part. Precision, quality, and reliability are not just words to us. It's what we do every day. We know you rely on your vehicle to perform for your family. From oil changes to full-on repairs, ProLube gives you the best racetrack team experience, so you can be worry-free.
ProLube Tire and Auto Center, where we get it right on the road and the track.
Webb City Sports is sponsored by Nick Myers, certified public accountant, located in Webb City at 2nd and Main, next door to City Hall, offering tax preparation and planning for personal and business taxes. Plus, they offer bookkeeping services and QuickBooks setup and training services. Open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Nick Myers CPA at 2nd and Main in Webb City, with offices also in Joplin and Anderson. More information online at nickmyerscpa.com or 417-673-4200.
And we welcome you back to our halftime show. The Cardinals trail the Neosho Wildcats 25-21. Our halftime show brought to you by Freeman Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. Scott Boudreau along with Dimitri Lloyd and Will Hedrick. And Dimitri, the district standings and the district seeding happened earlier today on the girls' side. It'll happen on the boys' side on Wednesday. So let's walk through the bracket here for the Cardinals. These games will be played at Willard High School.
And starting off with the 1st and 8th seed, Marshfield, they'll play Parkview on the 6th. And then following that game, Webb City, the 4th seed, they'll play Willard again, the 5th seed. So they'll play March 6th as well. Then the 2nd seed, Hillcrest, they'll play Central Springfield in the following game at 7. And then the 3rd seed, West Plains, will play the 6th seed, McDonald County at 6 as well. So Webb City and Willard, they get another chance to go at it. It was a good game on the road. Now they're back on the road, back at Willard again. So it's going to be an exciting game, and the rest of the games should shape out well as well. So going to the semifinals the next couple of days, and really the entire bracket as well in the District 5, Class 5. It's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be exciting to see who comes out this year.
That game against the Willard Tigers, 6 o'clock start time after the first game of the afternoon. And if the Cardinals win that one, they play on Saturday, I believe. What time would that game be?
They'll play March 8th at 1 p.m.
So a 1 o'clock game on Saturday if you win the game on Thursday, Will. And we saw that game at Willard. Cardinals pulled out a close one there, and that'll be another good matchup in that first matchup for the girls.
Yeah, it'll be a really good one. Willard, a big three-point shooting team. They were awfully good at it, but Webb City was able to take advantage of their height down low with Maxwell and Addie Burns, and did a really good job. So it'll be a good rematch.
We'll take another 3-minute timeout here. Come back with some of our first half stats and visit with head coach Grant Barrett. After this, you're listening to Cardinal Basketball on the KNEO and Webb City Cardinals Sports Network.
Singing is my career and my calling, but I'm also a mother of 4.
And as entrepreneurs, we weigh the cost of every decision.
Medical bills are no longer a worry for our family, so I can focus on my calling.
And our family.
Joining Christian Healthcare Ministries was one of the best decisions we ever made. We're the Blair family, and this is our CHM story.
Choose your doctor without network restrictions, all at an affordable price. Enroll anytime at chministries.org/enroll.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, 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 don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized, and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report will provide up-to-the-minute scores and highlights from around the 4 states. With ultimate local coverage from all your favorite teams. The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report, weeknights at 6 and 10 p.m.
Crowder College, your future.
our focus. At Crowder College, we have 6 convenient locations in Southwest Missouri and online programs to fit your needs. Flexible scheduling provides a pathway to a career or the opportunity to transfer to a 4-year university in a variety of programs. Cheer for the Rough Riders at athletic events. Use the Missouri A+ Scholarship Program for free tuition and common fees. At Crowder College, your future is our focus. Apply today at crowder.edu.
And welcome back to the Webb City High School with 2:39 remaining in the halftime show. We'll bring you some stats here of the first half, starting with Neosho Wildcats. From the field, they are 10 for 20, 50%, and a lot of those, Dimitri, have been putback shots. And then 2 for 4 from 3, so 50% there. Not very good at the free throw line, Neosho is. 3 for 11, just 27%. They've turned the ball over 19 times, so that's a good credit to the Webb City defense. And now moving over to Webb City offensively, just 9 for 33 from the field. That's 27%. 0 for 4 from 3 and just 3 for 9 from the free throw line. They've turned it over 12 times. So, Dimitri, coming out here in the second half, what are adjustments that you're wanting to make?
There's not really any adjustments. They're playing well. They're doing the right things. They just need to capitalize. As you said, they're 9 for 33 inside the arc. They gotta up the number a little bit. They're getting the right shots. Now it's just a matter of putting it in the basket. And you also said they have forced 19 turnovers. That's great for a first half. Some teams want to stick to under 20 before the game's even over. So they got to turn all those turnovers into some points, into some fouls. But they also got to get these bigs. They got to get Washington. They got to get Journey. They got to get both of those cats. They got to get them in foul trouble. The height difference, the size difference, and the experience as well by the senior and the sophomore. They're getting to them just a little bit.
Yeah, Washington, she got 2 fouls, but ever since then, she's been really good in the paint. Not really moving much, not slapping, just straight up, hands straight in the air, and she's been really effective down low. We'll go on ahead and we'll send it down to Scott with Coach Barrett.
Coach, a rough start, but you guys are battling back in this one. What did you see that's positive?
We started to rebound the ball much better during the second quarter, and we were able to get out in the transition game late. If we win this game, it's going to be because we did a better job on the defensive glass in the second half.
Good luck in the second half, Coach.
Thank you.
And guys, we'll keep it here as the Cardinals trailing just 25-21 after an early 16-3 deficit, Dimitri. They got to come out fighting to start this third quarter.
They got to come out fighting, Will, and well, the big thing is, it's like what Coach Barron said. Offensively on the glass, they're doing well, but defensively, they got to be able to control it. They got to be able to control the loose balls. They got to be able to control the fast break opportunities as well. But it comes down to who wants it more. I said it a couple weeks ago. I always say every game, the only thing you're taught when it comes to rebounding is timing and how to box out. After that, it's just a pure want and a pure heart and a pure will. These Lady Cardinals have it, so it's just a matter of doing it tonight.
And a quick steal. Up the floor it comes to Brecklin Sargent. Drops it off to Abby Sargent for 2. Good start there for the Cardinals defensively, and the finish on the offensive end. 25-23. Cardinals trail by 2. Here comes Garrett with it. Stops, pops, rattles out, and picked up by Whitley Keith. Up the floor to Brecklin Sargent. There's that breakaway they want, but blocked late by Garrett. Stolen back by Whitley Keith. Bounce pass to Brecklin Sargent, and we're tied at 25.
They're coming out firing. They had a good speech probably at halftime. Coach Barrett probably got on them a little bit, got that fire back in them. Now it's just a matter of staying consistent for these rest 15 minutes of the half.
Brecklin Sargent at the top of this 1-2-2 trap, a good finisher as well. Arnall has it against Maxwell. Throws up a shot, no good. Washington was fouled by Burns on the attempted putback.
And she had the box set right there. Now it's just a matter of pushing them all the way out the paint. They're doing the good job. We've seen a couple of times Garrett for the Lady Wildcats. She's pushed Maxwell all the way out the paint. That's what they got to do. They got to get physical. They're letting them play just a little bit. Take advantage of that.
Inbounds played. Burkhart has it stolen. Cross-court pass from Brecklin Sargent to Abby Sargent. And she finishes with a left hand and a foul, and the Cardinals take the lead.
They play well. We're on the court together, Scott. They know where they need to be. They know where everything goes. I mean, defensively, when it's them two at the top of the trap and Key's firing as well, I mean, that's dangerous. And then even if you do break that, you got Maxwell and Burns in the back. I mean, that's scary right there.
Free throw's good, and the Cardinals with a 28-25 lead on a 7-0 run to start the half. Cross-court pass to Washington, cut off by Maxwell, trapped by Keith, and then a foul called by Ken Harmel, one of the officials here tonight, along with Alex Binder and David Wells. Inside they go to Washington, shot missing, and an easy putback that time. Nobody around Burkhart, shortest player on the court. There's a pass ahead, and Burns scores. 30-27. Cardinals lead it.
Under other control, Scott, they can outrun anybody in the conference. That's what we've seen this year. That's why they're off to a great start, and that's why they're the 4th seed in the district.
Crandall up ahead to Arnall, cut off by Maxwell. In the paint to Garrett. They left the gap that time. Cardinals pushing it off the make. Up ahead to Maxwell for 2. Her first 2 of the night. They're making an effort to run off the makes or the misses or the steals. 32-29, the Cardinals lead it. Nearly stolen. Arnall get it across. Inside they go to Washington. Maxwell with the challenge. Got the miss. Oh! And a second bucket in as many trips for Burkhart. There goes Abby Sargent. Her shot blocked. And fighting for it, Burkhart. And what do we have here? They're going to get Abby Sargent landing on top of Burkhart, I believe. It'll be her 3rd foul. Drake will check in for Arnall. Garrett throws it into Washington, now to Drake. Back to Crandall. Up top to Garrett. She wants a 3. It's good! Crandall with 13 points on the night, and my understanding is she's crossed the 1,000-point mark in her career. Nice job by the senior. Here comes Garrett off the miss by the Cardinals. Whitley Keith knocks it loose. She'll push it ahead to Abby Sargent. She'll challenge Washington and put it in. You like that challenge?
I mean, it was a great challenge. She was vertical. Washington was physical, but Abby was just a little bit more physical. She ran right through her body. She kept the body control, and she laid it up with 2 hands.
And we're tied at 34. Washington the other way puts up a shot, no good. Saved for a moment, but they'll say Abby Sargent stepped out of bounds. Garrett to throw it in. Bounces it into Washington, and a tie-up. Yeah, they'll call a jump ball. It'll go back to the Cardinals. Good fight in there. Who else? Chesney Brown.
I mean, she's just a coach's dream. She gets in there. She's a freshman. The second she got in the game, not even 2 seconds count off the clock, she's got a jump ball, she's got a rebound, and she's got a steal on her mark as well.
Addie Burns fakes and tries to shoot over Washington, who blocked the shot but went out of bounds off of Drake's hands. This is a big lineup in there right now for the Wildcats. In the corner they go. Back up top, there's Burns for 3 from the left wing. It's good. And the Cardinals lead at 37-34 with 4:05 left here in the 3rd quarter. Arnall is trapped, stolen by Brecklin Sargent. Up ahead is Abby Sargent. Bounce pass to her, and picked up by Whitley Keith. Now a 3 for Brecklin Sargent. No good. Chased down by Brown and knocked off the shins that time of Crandall.
I mean, she doesn't get tired. I mean, Will's probably had the best description of her all year. One moment you look away, and the next moment it's Chastity Brown flying around, whether it's a rebound, whether it's a loose ball. I mean, she's all over the court, and she does it every single second she's in the basketball game.
Brecklin Sargent against the 2-3 zone. See if the Cardinals can shoot him out of this. Bounce pass to Whitley Keith. In the corner now to Abby Sargent. Cross court to Brecklin for three from the right wing. No good. Chastity Brown rebound. Abby Sargent back out to Whitley Keith. Top of the key for three. No good. Drake with the rebound. Stolen by Brecklin Sargent, but she didn't know where she was and she put up a wild shot there. Crandall trapped and stolen. Brecklin Sargent on a breakaway. Puts it in. Cardinals lead 39-34. Cardinals continuing to speed up these Wildcats.
And it's all been thankful to both the Sargents as they'll pick up a foul right there on Burns. I mean, both the Sargents, all around, all five of them, they've been able to play with anybody. They speed up the tempo. But more importantly, as I mentioned, they're scoring in transition. They're scoring in fast breaks. It's speeding up the Lady Wildcats, and it's forcing them to get out of their game a little bit.
They get Whitley Keith, I believe. Did they say 42? Yeah, it was Burns. So her third. 2:52 left here in the third quarter. They trap Arnall in the corner. She's trying to fight through it. She gets it to Washington. And Chastity Brown nearly jumped up and blocked that shot. She commits a foul instead. Washington to the free throw line.
And Brown's athletic enough, if she just jumps vertical, whether she challenges it, whether she blocks it, she's affecting the shot. She doesn't have to come down and swipe down. I think she got a little excited right there and didn't realize how high she jumped.
First free throw by Washington, no good. Coach Barrett with a conversation with one of the officials, Binder. And now the three will gather. One shot coming. We may find out in our postgame what that conversation was about.
I mean, Scotty's had a couple conversations tonight, and I think it's been about the foul calls, but he's definitely been giving the ref a piece of his mind.
Cardinals with a 39-34 lead. We'll tell you about some of our sponsors. They include the Big Nickel, Prolude Maintenance Center, Madison Pet Clinic, Roderick Insurance Agency, Baker Davis Roderick CPAs, Missouri Southern State University, Webb City Booster Club, Dairy Queen of Webb City, Express RX in Webb City, Body and Soul Transformation, Nick Myers CPA and Crowder College. Burns for a short jumper, no good, picked up by Drake. And she throws it away, and it'll go back to the Cardinals. 39-35, the Cardinals lead with 2:26 left in the third. Abby Sargent to Brecklin, give and go. Abby down the lane, and she was fouled. Two shots coming up. You like that little gap that time, they saw it quickly.
They've been exploiting the zone all game, whether it's a 2-3, whether it's a 3-2, where it's that 1-2-2, the cuts are there, the passes are there, and they're filling the gaps. They're not just cutting, they're cutting with a purpose, Scott.
First free throw good by Abby Sargent. She's got 10 on the evening. Extends the lead with the second free throw, 41-35, largest lead of the night for the Cardinals. 2:20 left in the third. Arnall trying to get it in. Gets it to Drake. And tapped, but picked up by Arnall. Cardinals trap it. Get it to Washington now. Her jumper, no good. And they're going to get Garrett, I believe, on a foul from behind. We'll see. Nope. They're going to get, it will be on Garrett. Pam Drake at Roderick Insurance Agency is proud to support the Webb City Cardinals. Roderick Insurance Agency has served the area since 1945, located at 108 North Main Street in Webb City, offering insurance plans, including auto, home, business, and more from a variety of companies. For more information, call 673-1242 or online at rodrickinsuranceagency.com. Cardinals work it around, under 2 minutes to go in the third. Brecklin Sargent gets called for a travel, and she'll be replaced here for a moment. Chastity Brown and Brecklin Sargent check out. Adeline Maxwell and Kenzie Horn check in. Wildcats trying to fight the pressure of the Cardinals. Arnold picks up her dribble. There's Washington with it. Dribbling against Burns, stolen by Abby Sargent. On a breakaway, trailing is Washington. Sargent put it up. Maxwell with the rebound, puts it in. That's why you follow the shot.
I mean, it was a great effort. There was 3 Lady Cardinals down there before there was even 2 Wildcats. So that's just effort. They're playing well. They got to keep the consistency up now.
43-35, the Cardinals lead. Washington brings it across against Burns and Keith. Inside they go to Arnall, and she took an extra step. Snodgrass Collision Center is honored to serve the area and support our local schools located at 1604 East 4th Street in Joplin. They specialize in complete body and frame repair, 4-wheel alignment, and paintless dent repair. Snodgrass Collision Center, 781-7774. Proud to support the Webb City Cardinals in tonight's game. Kenzie Horn with a steal, brings it up the floor. Now to Sargent. Inside they go to Maxwell for 2 more. Maxwell with 6 now. Using her size and length inside. 45-35, Cardinals by 10. Garrett throws it away. Cardinals have been able to speed up the Wildcats in this third quarter, create some of the same turnovers they had in the first half, but they're finishing in this third quarter.
They're capitalizing, and one of the biggest things now as the Wildcats move into a little bit of a man look is when they cut in the zone, Scott, they're not just cutting all the way through. They're cutting and stopping. It's kind of like an option route in football. I got 3 ways to go depending on what coverage and what the defender plays. They're doing a good job of that tonight.
Whitley Keith in the corner. Now to Maxwell. Cross court to Abby Sargent. Missed the shot, and that'll end the third quarter. At the end of 3, it's your Webb City Cardinals 45. Neosho Wildcats 35. We'll come back with fourth quarter action after this on the KNEO and Webb City Cardinals Sports Network.
Every Sunday from 4 p.m. to close, it's Student Night at Huhat Mongolian Grill in Joplin. Students of any age can bring in your valid student ID and receive 25% off your grill meal. At Huhat Mongolian Grill, you can always enjoy a vast selection of fresh vegetables, plus meats that are grilled perfectly right in front of your eyes with your choice of Huhat's mouth-watering signature sauces. Huhat Mongolian Grill, 1804 South Rangeline Road in Joplin. More information online at huhat.com.
Webb City High School, the Cardinals, who trailed 25-21 at the half, give up just 10 points in that quarter, put up 24, so a big run here by the Cardinals in that third. How do you feel like that'll lead them going into the fourth, Will?
Well, it's really good motivation. And, you know, as we've kind of said all year, once one person makes it, then the next person makes it, the basket just looks bigger and bigger and bigger for everybody. So with a 10-point lead now and with motivation and with most of your starters still in, Abby Sargent, you've got Adeline Maxwell, you've got Whitley Keith, expect them to have a big fourth quarter here.
And Dimitri, been a combination of half-court offense and then transition buckets when they've been available.
I mean, they're controlling the pace of the game. If they're in the half court, it's slow, it's controlled, it's their shot on their own time. But when it's in the fast break or if it's off a make or a miss, you're going 100 miles an hour. If you can't keep up, then they're going to go get a layup on you.
Shot missing. Washington with the rebound. And picking it up one more time is Burkhart. Gets it back to Washington. Inside they go to Arnold. Maxwell with a good challenge takes away her shot opportunity. They come back out to Garrett with it. Hands it off to Burkhart. Now put it in the high post to Washington. And Wildcats just working the basketball right now.
They're just kind of trying to wear them out, trying to feel them out. The Lady Cardinals, they're in a man now. They're not in the same zone. And as Keith pokes it away, and it'll be Lady Cardinal ball. I mean, they're getting after them a little bit. They're starting to put that pressure on, and they're just kind of slowing them down. It's been working out real good for the Lady Cardinals.
45-35, the Cardinals lead it. Into the paint. Back out to Abby Sargent for three. Off the back iron. Who wants the rebound? It'll go off the Wildcats. Cardinals will get it back. Baseline out of bounds here. Abby Sargent to throw it in. They're going to get Aspen Drake a chance to tuck in her shoelaces. Bounce pass in to Burns. Stops her dribble. Out to Kinsey Horn for three. Off the mark, rebound Whitley Keith. Back to Horn. Now to Sargent, who'll set it up to Burns. Back to Abby Sargent for a three. In and out. Maxwell fighting for the rebound. Lost it, got it back, puts it up and in. Again, Maxwell, a big part of this second half, using her size. She's got 8.
And as you saw on the backside, Scott, Keith poked it away, got 2 offensive rebounds as well.
And a block by Maxwell. Here comes Abby Sargent ahead to Burns. Euro step through the lane, up and in. She's got 13. Cardinals with a 49-35 lead.
That was pretty legit right there, Scott. That was a great Euro step. It got Garrett off her mark.
And Drake fighting through Abby Sargent, who picks up her 4th. Coach Barrett reminded her, you've got 4. I'd like to keep you on the floor. I don't mind if you give a shot up once in a while. Just play solid D. No reaching. Brecklin Sargent will check in for Whitley Keith. And shot missing. Rebound Burns. Oh, a near double dribble by Brecklin Sargent. There's Burns for 3. Short. Washington on the rebound. She'll bring it up the floor. Chase from behind. Now challenges Maxwell, who blocked the shot. Saved in bounds, but Burns picks it up. Abby Sargent brings it across. In the corner to Kinsey Horn. Inside they go, give and go. Oh, nice feed that time, but Burns couldn't hang on. Washington inside, blocked by Burns. Put back by Drake is good. 49-38. Cardinals lead by 11 with 5 minutes left in the ball game. Oh, Abby Sargent expected a cut there, but threw it away. Can't get sloppy with 5 minutes left. Cardinals will have to be persistent. There's a 3 missing for the Wildcats. Saved in bounds. And Washington with it now. On the cut was Garrett. Knocked away by Horn. And they're going to get Garrett with her 3rd foul. And Jenna Schultz, the senior, will check in. Whitley Keith returns for Horn. And a timeout on the floor. We'll take it with you. Back here in 30 seconds, you're listening to Cardinal Basketball on the KNEO and Webb City Cardinals Sports Network.
Webb City Cardinal fans, did you know there's a local, knowledgeable, friendly pharmacy conveniently located at 101 West Doherty in Webb City? We are Express RX of Webb City. And the best part is we can save you up to 90% on your prescriptions from the big box stores. We make it so easy to switch. Plus, we offer free convenient services such as free delivery, drive-through, and free pill packaging. So come by and make the switch today. And go Cardinals!
Cardinal Dome, first game of a doubleheader. The Lady Cardinals lead the Neosho Wildcats 49-38. 4:41 left here in the fourth quarter. What are you telling the Lady Cardinals right now if you're Coach Grant Barrett?
Well, I think first and foremost, be smart with the basketball. Don't take any unnecessary shots and, give them any more shots. You're up by, 11, that is. This could easily turn around really quick if you give them maybe 2 layups in a row really quick. So be smart with the basketball. Be smart with your fouls. Both Abby Sargent and Jenna Schultz with 4 each. So be smart with the ball. Be smart with your passes. And just overall control the game.
See if the Cardinals can continue to apply pressure here. As the Cardinals will have the basketball to coming out of this timeout. Coach Barrett giving Adeline Maxwell a little high five there on the bench for her work inside this second part of the game. Brecklin Sargent up the floor to Abby. Against the 2-3 zone, they get a screen. There's Brecklin Sargent. Challenged, lost the ball, but Addie Burns picked it up. Now Whitley Keith has it. Trying to run a play against this zone. There's Burns, fakes, puts it up and in. She got Arnold off her feet that time.
She's dominant. When she's able to pull out those bigs at the bottom of the zones and kind of work, she's got the playmaking, she's got the frame, and more importantly, she's got the skill set to get any shot she wants inside the paint.
She's got 15 to lead the scoring for the Cardinals. Arnold with it. Inside to Drake, and she misses the chippy. A jump ball between Burns and Garrett. It'll go back to the Cardinals as Washington checks back in for Arnold. Whitley Keith to Abby Sargent. Man, still a 2-3 zone here by the Wildcats. Burns to Whitley Keith for 3 off the left wing. Just missing that time. And I think they're going to get Garrett for submarining Jenna Schultz that time. See if they score off the baseline out of bounds play here. There's Schultz for a shot in the lane, and it's good. And the senior gets 2 more and a free throw to come. Free throw by Schultz is good, and she's got 5 on the night. 54-38, the Cardinals extend their lead with 3:25 left here in the fourth quarter. Washington guarded by Burns. Now to Drake. Picked up her dribble and traveled.
Pressure got to him, Scott. I mean, they've been wearing on him all game. Ever since the second half started, they've been wearing on him. They've been playing consistent with the consistent tempo, but then they're slowing them down. They're getting them off their feet. They're keeping them guessing, and that's what led to this lead so far.
In the corner, they go to Whitley Keith for 3. In and out. Washington with a rebound. Guarded quickly by Schultz. Up the floor they come to Drake. On the cuts, Garrett. And she went through Schultz. That may be her 5th. Now they'll get Addie Burns for the foul, and that's her 4th. So 3 Cardinals with 4 fouls. Burns, Schultz, and Abby Sargent. 54-38 the lead. Garrett, who leads the scoring for the Wildcats with 14 now. Washington in double figures with 12. Second free throw good. 54-40 with 3 minutes left here in the ball game. Up the floor to Burns. Hand off to Whitley Keith. Cardinals got to be thinking time and score with a 14-point lead. They can be patient against this zone. Brecklin Sargent. Jenna Schultz working that baseline. Burns with the left-hand scoop, no good. And putting it up off the rebound was Schultz. She really had no other chance except to try to put a shot up.
It was either that or a travel, Scott.
Yeah, in traffic that time. It goes back to the Wildcats. Washington will bring it up the floor. They'll trap her near the sideline. She gets it back from Garrett, puts up the shot, no good. And a foul on the play. She'll go to the free throw line. We'll tell you that proudly supporting the Cardinals is Baker Davis Roderick CPAs. BDR provides payroll, bookkeeping, and bill payment services for churches and small businesses. Baker Davis Roderick, located at 920 East 15th Street in Joplin. For more information, call 782-0829 or online at bdrcpas.com. And supporting Webb City Cardinals is Webb City Florist and Greenhouse. They offer flower bouquets for all occasions, birthdays, anniversaries, and funerals. Find out more about Webb City Florist and Greenhouse. Call 673-3780. Schultz back to Brecklin Sargent. Throws it away. Well, she threw it to the student section. They were trying to be helpful, but it'll go back to the Wildcats. 54-42 with 2:05 left in this contest. Washington to Garrett. Back to Washington. Stolen by Brecklin Sargent. Abby Sargent gets it. Pushes ahead. Now she'll drag it back up top. Minute 45 left. Brecklin Sargent on the cut was Burns. Back to Brecklin Sargent. Burns fighting through that 2-3 zone, has played that free throw line area quite well tonight. Oh, cross-court pass stolen by Garrett. And a foul. Let's see if it's on Keith or Abby Sargent. It'll be on Whitley Keith. Just her second foul. Can't throw that cross-court pass.
I mean, no, there's two easier passes and there's two simpler passes that can get the ball faster over there, in fact. So whether it's Burns in the high post or your point guard up the top, I mean, she's got to make a smarter pass.
Substitutions for the Cardinals. As Chesney Brown will check in for Burns. That may be the end of her night with 15 points, or maybe this is just an offense-defense thing with Chesney Brown checking in. Garrett throws it into Washington, guarded by Schultz. Gets it back now. Garrett for three. In and out. Washington with the putback. It's good. 54-44, a minute 10 left. Timeout on the floor. We'll take it with you. Back with more Cardinal basketball after this on the KNEO and Webb City Cardinals Sports Network.
Being a Lion comes with a reputation for excellence. Whether it's in the classroom, on the court, or in the community, Lions are leading the way. With innovative and immersive academic programs, new scholarship opportunities, and a campus committed to the future, now is the perfect time to find your purpose. Find your pride at Missouri Southern State University.
And we welcome you back to the Cardinal Dome. Scott Boudreau along with Dimitri Lloyd and Will Hedrick. Daniel Moore back at our studios. We'll tell you that You can download the KNEO iPhone or Android phone app at kneo.org. The KNEO iPhone and Android phone apps are sponsored by the Webb City Booster Club. Minute 10 left, a 10-point lead for the Cardinals, 54-44. Cardinals have seen some close games this year, but again, we talk about it down the stretch, got to understand time and score.
Oh, 100%, and as you always mention, free throws. It's about the time where teams start fouling. I mean, the Cardinals are one away from getting in the bonus, so they got to start knocking down these easy free throws. But as you said, time and place, time and score, they got to be able to keep wearing down. They're doing good in the half court, but now once it's been about 30 seconds, 45 seconds, go get an easy layup. You're wearing them down. They got you in a little full court press. Don't get too ahead of yourself right here in these last minute.
Full court pressure by the Wildcats. See if the Cardinals can break it. Abby Sargent comes across, triple teamed. She'll need to get rid of it. Gets it to Burns, but throws it away. Garrett with it. She wants a three. In and out, and ripped out of there. Jump ball. Probably waited too late to throw that outlet pass that time. Talking about Abby Sargent getting the triple team that time. They get it into Arnold. Stolen by Chesney Brown. Here comes Abby Sargent on a breakaway. She'll put it up and in. Closely guarded that time by Crandall, but she fought against it. She's got 13 on the night. 56-44. 30 seconds left in the contest. Garrett wants another three. Off the back iron. Rebound Crandall, no good. Picked up by Sargent on the breakaway. 20 seconds left now. And the Cardinals can pull this one out. And let's see. And they want to have Jenna Schultz, the senior, get one more big hand from this Cardinal crowd. As the Cardinals will wind down the final 12 seconds. Cardinals fought back from a 16-3 deficit early in this one, and they'll win it 56-44. We'll come back with our postgame show, brought to you by Price Family Insurance and Financial Services in Crowder College. Back in 3 minutes, you're listening to Cardinal Basketball on the KNEO and Webb City Cardinals Sports Network.
The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report will provide up-to-the-minute scores and highlights from around the 4 states. With ultimate local coverage from all your favorite teams. The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report, weeknights at 6 and 10 p.m.
So Maggie, just to be clear, this personalized RVest blueprint tells us literally when we can retire with a plan to get there?
Yep. Whoa, that's
helpful. Very helpful.
Retirement planning made easy. RVest Wealth Management, ready to help.
Reeves Tire and Automotive knows cars are how you navigate through your busy lives. Professionals will ensure your car is reliable to get you and your family to your destination. We provide competitive pricing and quality work on tires, wheels, oil changes, brakes, suspensions, alignments, and vehicle maintenance, all necessary to ensure your vehicle is ready to go. Family owned and operated for over 39 years, you will receive friendly, honest service, so get rolling with Reeves Tire in Joplin, Webb City, and Carthage.
Burpo Family Chiropractic is not just a place for adults, but for kids as well. From birth to geriatrics, Dr. Haley Burpo has the skills and knowledge to help patients of any age. Dr. Burpo is committed to taking time with her patients to go above and beyond to find the source of pain. To schedule an appointment, call 417-673-5555. Burpo Family Chiropractic, once a Cardinal, now treating Cardinals. More information in names and numbers.
So Maggie, just to be clear, this personalized RVest blueprint tells us literally when we can retire with a plan to get there?
Yep. Whoa, that's
helpful. Very helpful.
Retirement planning made easy. RVest Wealth Management, ready to help.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, 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 don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
Papa John's Pizza in Webb City can satisfy your hunger cravings before or after the game. Stop by and pick up one of their specialty pizzas, like the Works, the Meats, or the Barbecue Chicken Bacon. Don't forget to grab a side order of breadsticks or Papa's Wings to top off your order. Papa John's Pizza in Webb City, 417-673-7272, or order online at papajohns.com or through the Papa John's app. Go Cardinals!
And we welcome you back to the Cardinal Dome as Lady Cardinals win here tonight after a tough first half, guys. They really showed their moxie in that third quarter with the comeback, and once they got ahead of the Neosho Wildcats, there was no looking back.
Oh, 100%, and they just played. They showed a great level of leadership. I think once they kind of got going at halftime, they just kind of stuck together, and overall they played really well.
And we're joined in our post-game show brought to you by Price Family Insurance and Financial Services and Crowder College by head coach Grant Barrett. Coach, inauspicious start, down 16-3.
Yeah.
Tell me you never panicked. I know you called 2 timeouts. You just wanted to see something go in the basket.
That was the biggest thing is we had a great practice on Sunday. I mean, it was one of the best ones that we've had in a week or two. Just an awesome job, and we got to celebrate tonight by getting Kara a basket. But if you take away that basket and their basket that they got, it was 14-1. I mean, and I felt like we got some good looks. Felt like we just struggled to rebound was the big thing, as we allowed some seconds and thirds. And Becklin Garrett, like they're really good guard, was only 9 points away from 1,000, and she was intent on getting that tonight. I thought she played really well. So,
well, you told me at halftime that you just wanted to get back to finishing and come out with some intensity.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen you guys play faster and more efficient than the first 4 or 5 minutes of that third quarter. You were getting steals, you were getting transition baskets. They were seeing each other well.
We've been talking a lot about that. In the Ozark game on Friday, we only had 2 or 4 in transition points, so we didn't do a very good job of pushing the ball and using our athleticism to our advantage. And we talk about winning certain spans of the game, and one of the spans we like to try and win is the first 3 to 4 minutes of the third quarter, to try to set the tone for what the game may be like, and I thought our girls did a really good job of that tonight.
The other thing that happened in that third quarter, and you and I talked about it in the coaches' show, was Adeline Maxwell became a presence in that third quarter with her rebounding and her putbacks as well.
She decided in that third quarter that she was the biggest, strongest kid on the court, and it showed. She needs to see it go in early, and then she's a different player, and she did a fairly good job of establishing position and catching the ball, but just couldn't see the ball go in, which, for all kids it's huge. I feel like, and we were settling for threes there early, and if it goes down, that's great, and everyone's cheering, but when you're struggling to score, let's get to the rim or let's get to the free throw line and have an easier opportunity. So.
You had to save Abby Sargent after the 2 quick fouls in the first quarter, but her leadership made a difference in that second and third quarters when you guys were making your runs.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and it comes from a girl that's ran point for us for, as a sophomore, and she's now like a veteran junior, I feel like, in some of the games that she's been in and seen, and she did a really good job there. And I think I got 9 kids in tonight. Well, if you count Kara, I got 10 in, but 9 in the action, and all 9 played a big part of the comeback.
Yeah, great win for you tonight. Addie Burns, another one. Good to see her get on track.
Oh, yes.
I thought she spaced herself as well as I've seen her in that 2-3 zone defense. just getting the looks you wanted out of that.
That's exactly, and we had talked about that on Sunday's practice, and we talked about it and walked through today about how like there's going to be space in there, and you've got to work to find that space. And when you catch it, be aggressive in that space. And I thought tonight she forced a couple, but she can get there on one bounce, and she can knock down that jumper. And it was a good game for her. It was a good game before we get in the district. So,
Coach, you got one game left against Joplin on Thursday, but let's talk about the district matchup, a rematch against the Willard Tigers. We said this a week and a half ago when you played at their place. That would be a good setup. I know you don't want to look too far ahead before you look at Joplin on Thursday, but your early thoughts on the matchups here coming up in districts.
Oh, I think it's a really tough district, we seeded it today, and anybody is going to have 3 tough games in that district. And if you got 3, 4, 5, 6, you're going to have 3 really tough games, I feel like, in that district. But that's what we want at this time of year. And we played that caliber of opponent before. Now, if we get down to them in 16-3, at times it may be a different story. But I thought it was a good opportunity for us tonight to come back. Willard's a team we know, and Coach Floyd's a good friend of mine. I hired his daughter on staff, so it was one of those where they're going to know us and we're going to know them, and it's going to come down to the team that can execute the best, that can have success. It's big that we got a win on their homecoming on that floor, against them. So that's good for us.
Well, Coach, good luck the rest of the way. We'll talk to you on Thursday.
I appreciate it. I thank you very much, guys.
And we'll take a 2-minute timeout. We'll come back and start our countdown to tip-off for the boys' game after this. You're listening to Cardinal Basketball on the KNEO and Webb City Cardinals Sports Network.